Welcome to The Daily, where we just take a few minutes each day to focus on God's Word so that we can find and follow Him in every area of our life. Today's reading comes from Luke chapter 20, so let's go. Today's reading really stumbles on something that I've just wrestled with in my life as I read the Gospels, as I study God's Word. And there's this concept that it just bothers me. And what bothers me is that the religious leaders of Jesus' time just totally rejected Jesus, could not embrace who he was. And that just bothers me. It does. And I understand why. It's just one of those concepts that I've always wrestled with. And we see it in display right here in Luke chapter 20 as Jesus is teaching and he's talking about God's kingdom, and then all of a sudden they're challenging his authority. The religious leaders are challenging Jesus' authority, and then Jesus tells the story about these evil farmers. And the religious leaders of the time know exactly that Jesus is talking about them in that parable. And their response was they wanted to arrest him immediately, right? But they were afraid of what the crowds may think. This is one of those moments that just reminds me that everything we do and every leadership opportunity we have, or even just as we continue to put one foot in front of the other to experience more of God's presence in our life, it's that we have to keep our hearts soft. We have to be open to teaching and direction and leadership and guidance. I've said this many times in ministry, is that we have to make sure that it's not about us. That whenever we make it about us, well, that's when we get ourselves in trouble. That the gospel is not about authority or lording over somebody. No, the gospel is about serving and loving and caring for people. And I really think this was the conflict that the religious leaders were having at that point. And so I just want to encourage us as we continue to move forward, as we continue to seek more of God in our lives, let's keep Jesus at the center. And let's not make it about us. Let's serve, let's care, let's love others just as Christ loved us. Let's go ahead and continue to move forward and allow Jesus to mold and transform our hearts and mold and transform our minds. Let's continue to show God's love to this world. Let's not make it about us. Let's keep it about Jesus. God bless you and have a great day.